Okay, stop what you're doing right now and shrug. Actually, you don't have to stop what you're doing. Just shrug. Yeah, that's right. Shrug. Shrug. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we elevate our mindset and trade hangovers for higher consciousness, one powerful snippet at a time. I'm Becca Jacobson, and today I'm going to teach you how to shrug, tell you why you should be shrugging, and get you excited about it. Gals, what does a shrug mean? Actually, hold on. Wait a minute, Becca. Slow down, back up, take a breath. First of all, hello, everybody. Welcome to Snippet Land. I'm Becca Jacobson, and if you're new here, you have landed in the most powerful space for women over 40 who are struggling with alcohol. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get on with the show. A shrug is a simple gesture we make that indicates several different things, but generally speaking, it has a common meaning kind of across the board. And it's really just sort of pulling the shoulders up and down really quickly, right? We all know what a shrug is. So no one ever talks about the shrug. Well, I'm here to tell you that it is a very important gesture, and I want you to start using it intentionally, and I want you to start using it more often. Why? Well, first of all, let's talk about what a shrug means. What does it mean? What does it mean? Well, I asked ChatGPT because I wanted clarity on this. Here's what I got. And I gotta say, it was a very interesting conversation. Who knew? I mean, have you ever thought about the shrug? Well, here's what I found out. I first asked about the meaning of a shrug in North American culture. Generally speaking, it means, I don't know, I don't have an opinion, it doesn't really matter to me, or this is out of my control. It generally means mild indifference or resignation. And then there are different types of shrugs, like raised shoulders with open palms indicates a lack of information or uncertainty. A quick, small shrug means casual indifference. A slow or heavy shrug is resignation or, oh, it is what it is. We go to other cultures and the shrug changes meaning considerably, which is interesting to know. If you're a traveler, be careful. The shrug doesn't mean in all cultures what it means here. In Southern Europe, it can mean, what do you expect? Or exasperated disbelief, as opposed to indifference. In Japan, shrugging is relatively uncommon, so it probably won't mean anything there. In Latin America, it may signal polite uncertainty. In the Middle East, a shrug can be read as disrespectful or evasive, and I'm sure there are many, many more, but we want to get to the point here. My point is, generally speaking, in our culture, ours, meaning us, I'm in North America, it means this is out of my control, or I have no opinion, or I don't know, or just whatever. That's my favorite definition. If you were to have asked me before I looked at ChatGPT, Becca, what does a shrug mean? I would have said, means whatever. You're just like, okay, I don't know, whatever. It's not important, don't care, don't know, that kind of deal. Gals, I want you to start shrugging. Why? Because we give way too much importance to things that just don't matter in our lives, especially things we can't change. I want you to start shrugging off things that now make you angry. The next time, something that just grates on your nerves, I want you to just remember my voice and just shrug instead. And then maybe take a breath and maybe a giggle. One of the things that I have the most difficulty with in my world is driving. I'm an impatient driver. I have to still work very hard to stay patient and stay back in traffic. I like to drive a little bit fast and I get right. You know me. I'm that person on your tail. As I'm driving along, it's amazing what a shrug can do. 1 minute, my hands are tight on the wheel, my shoulders are up and they're tight and I'm stressed and I'm like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. A shrug, it's just like, oh, I don't care about the traffic. I'm okay because I'm actually listening to a podcast, or I'm not in a hurry, or I'm okay. The shrug sends a subconscious signal that says, oh, this doesn't matter. It's out of my control anyway. It's not a big deal. Okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. I'm okay. Don't you love that? A shrug, my dear, can change your mood in the middle of a day. So if there's something that in your world or somebody or a certain situation Shrug it off. Now, of course, I'm not telling you to shrug off important things. I'm not telling you to let your boundaries be trampled on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way we tend to overreact to things over which we have no control, especially when we're frustrated with alcohol. Now, you might wonder, well, what's one thing got to do with the other? Here's what it has to do with the other. If you're struggling with alcohol on an ongoing basis, and you have been over time, everything starts to irritate you. Even when it's not the topic of conversation, you haven't had a drink in several days, it's still there. You're still aware, I have this problem with alcohol. It's always haunting us in the back of our minds, right? And so it informs everything we do because we're internally frustrated all the time by alcohol, and then it spews out in other places. I'm not saying that we're really nasty people or anything, but we're not super happy. If you're still struggling with alcohol, you are not a happy camper, not as happy as you could be. And so learning to shrug the things that just don't matter, that's what I want to give you today. Whatever is the word of the day, and the gesture is a shrug. Almost everything, yes, almost everything in your life you cannot control. And so if you react to it, or emotionally, or if you wish it was different, or if you try to change it, you're just fighting against yourself. That's what we do, right? Shrug it off, babe. Shrug it off. Here's what you can't control. Everything except your own thoughts and reactions. That's it. So I had to flip that around because I can't start listing everything you can't control. So instead, I gave you what you can control. There's only those two things: your own thoughts and reactions / behaviors in this world. We know this. We're all grown up. Remember, we're over 40 here. We're also educated. We have experience. We're mothers. We're grandmothers. We're people. We know this. We know that we can't control others. But here's a secret. That doesn't stop us from trying. It doesn't stop us from wishing we could. It doesn't stop us from being frustrated when we can't. It doesn't stop us from wearing ourselves out emotionally, physically, energetically by trying desperately to make our worlds conform to what we believe they should be. And we cannot do it. Well, actually, I'll take that back a little bit. There is one way to change your entire world, and that is simple. And you know the answer. If you've been in snippet land any length of time, you know what I'm going to say next. We have to change ourselves, right? I know, damn it. We don't want to hear that. That's not the answer we want, but it's the truth. And so if we can't change anything except our own thoughts and reactions to the world, then everything can be shrugged off. Now, I'm not saying that things don't matter. I'm not saying that we just, oh, well, turns out, my son's in trouble, but oh, well, what can I do about it? Oh, well, whatever. Now, that would be cold, wouldn't it? We still have to be caring, compassionate, loving. But if there's nothing we can do about it, we have to shrug it off. Even if you don't want to shrug physiologically, if we don't want to actually shrug, we can use shrug as a metaphor for let the damn thing go. You can't change traffic, Becca. No matter how frustrated you get, no matter how tightly you stick to the rear end of that car, no matter what I do, I'm in traffic and it ain't going to change. And it's going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be the same tomorrow. It's going to be the same tomorrow. So why don't I just sit back, shrug it off, and enjoy the ride? That's what I'm learning. We can apply that to almost everything else in our lives without being cold, of course, and without being dismissive. I understand, my dears, that there are things in this world that need our love, compassion, and attention. But I also know you're smart enough to figure out the difference between those and the things that you need to be shrugging off. I don't need to explain that to you. I know I don't. So today I'm asking you to take stock of the things that you could possibly shrug off. What can I shrug off today? What is coming at me that just is like, whatever, dude, I do not care. Shrug it off. That is what I want you to do today. Remind yourself that it's completely beyond your control, and getting upset about it in any way is simply disruptive to your own nervous system, your own peace of mind, your own self-worth, all of it. All of it is so damaged when we try to control things we can't control. So let's remember, shrug it off, whisper whatever, and get on with your day. And my dear, if you enjoyed this snippet or any of the almost 600 other snippets out there in the universe, I invite you today, make today the day you come deeper into Snippet Land. Let me send you some inspirational notes from Snippet Land direct to your inbox. We're sending those out now every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday because on the alternating days, you get your live snippets. So that means you get to hear from me every day of the week, but only if I'm coming into your inbox. So go to the show notes, tap the link, and when you do, I'm going to ask you to give me your email. In return for your email, I'm going to send you back a guide on breathing, a guide on cleansing, a guide on journaling, and a whole bunch of other guides. They're all in one little bundle waiting for you. And then you're also going to start getting from me very valuable goodies for your inbox. So after you do that, make sure you check your inbox. If it's not there, go and check those other folders and give me access to your inbox because nothing I send out is junk. This is Snippet Land Gold, baby. Snippet Land Gold. So, okay, before we go today, all together, everybody, ready? Ready, everybody? We're going to have one nice big shrug, all of us. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whatever. Done. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.